Hey guys, welcome back to another beautiful trade breakdown video on FX Replay here. Beautiful Swissy trade from this week. I believe it was on Wednesday or Thursday. You can see with the price action when I get there. But it was just an absolute amazing example of liquidity on the higher time frames. And if you guys have been watching my trade breakdown videos, I've been painting a picture for you, and there's a lot of hidden gems in there. So make sure you take out your notepad and we'll get to work. So what I'm looking at here, this has been an area of interest that I've been looking at Swissy since we literally got down here, especially when we started to break to the upside out of these summer market conditions here. This was the clear sign, the clear draw on liquidity that I was waiting for the market to take out. I wasn't personally looking for any long-term shorts here. There were opportunities where I did take some shorts here and I got a couple break evens, but the main short was going to be above these highs, and it was a beautiful one, and it just shows the importance of liquidity and just waiting for these higher time frame areas to get hit. You can still trade within here, but you know the highest probable move is going to be once the higher time frame liquidity pool has been taken out of the market. So I'm going to jump down to the 4-hour time frame here, and we're going to just fast forward and wait for price to come and take this area out. So fast forward till Thursday, you can see we ended up taking out this buy side liquidity pool, and pay attention to how we took it out. This is how we want to see old highs and old lows ran, because it only adds more confluence that a short is going to happen, because with imbalances, price has to rebalance. So the shorts, in my opinion, just increase in probability big time when they are run with such aggression, because like I said, the market has to rebalance down into a discount at least of this candle to then either continue up, or it's just going to full-blown reverse, since we did take out such a buy-side liquidity pool, right? So you can see here, this was taken out in London session. We ran sell side here, and then we had a strong move. Asia dipped down into this order block right here. If I just mark this out, a nice order block, and then the market rallied to the upside. Now, you guys know me, I don't trade until New York session. I'm a New York session trader. So if I jump down to the 50-minute time frame here, we can just wait and let this thing kind of play out as the session develops, right? So we're now 6 a.m. heading into New York switchover, and you can see we are starting to create bearish order flow, right? And what I mean by imbalance fills, like I talked about earlier in the video, is this candle, for me personally, I need to see the market at least fill the candle at a 50% or more. So when I'm looking for shorts in this area, I'm looking for my take profits to be below this line. Okay, so 50% or lower of this swing low to this swing high. Yes, you could target down here, but we have to remember this is still technically a bullish leg. So we can look for shorts into here, take partials, take profits, whatever you want to do, because the market can continue to rally to create a new higher high, or the market will reject and then come down to make a lower low here, right? So that's kind of my, that's a rule that I have for myself when we do have big moves like this, but it's only adding confluence, right? And as you can see, like I said, bearish order flow is starting to be created. We have a break of structure below this low where we create relative equal lows. Actually, if I draw this across like such, the market is telling us that it wants to shift down into this area just by the order blocks, the supply zones that are being respected, right? So if I just continue this into New York session open here. So now we're coming into New York session open here, and the areas of interest for me that I want to keep my eye out on are this order block over here. So this is one order block that I want to pay attention to, and then obviously you can have this extreme on here as well as an area you want to take an eye out or keep an eye out for, right? I also want to see, you guys have heard me talk about, I want to see liquidity stack up above or below my area depending on the bias. So for shorts, obviously I want to see liquidity build up below my entry, because all that is doing is adding confluence that the trade is going to work. Price behavior as well. I want to see corrective price action on the way up into my entry, right? So as you guys see here, you can see that we are coming into 8:30. Sorry guys, I cut out for a sec, but as you can see here, we ended up mitigating this order block right here. So this could have been an entry for you if you did want to take this trade. But for me personally, I want to see a break of structure, right? I want to see this low hold, because if this demand zone holds, right? If we just hold this demand zone, then there's a chance we could come up taking out this high, because if this high fails to create a new low, then this is most likely going to be a weak high. So what I want to see is I want to see a break below this low, and that's exactly what the market ends up giving us here, right? We're just following mitigations. We're just following supply on the way down, right? And right here, you can see that we have a nice break of structure, and we mitigated this order block. So I'm going to take this off now, because this order block has been mitigated and it caused a new low. So now when I'm looking at the market, my eyes are now on this high, right? Because this high, for those of you who don't know, created a new swing. So when the market creates a new swing, this is the new structure point. Not only that, but it also created an imbalance in price. And this is what we like to see when we're using order blocks, or if you do want to enter on the imbalance, you can do that. It's totally fine. If you look over here as well, we can see that this order block is going to create some sort of inducement, right? Like I talked about, I want to see some sort of liquidity built up or below my entry, depending on the bias. So this is one of those trades where if you are someone who wants confirmation entry, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to see the market come up into here. Then you're going to want to see a lower time frame structure shift, come back up into the retest that area, that supply zone, support, resistance, whatever you want to name it, and then come lower, right? Or if you're someone who just wants to be in the trade and maybe you're just confident that this area is going to hold, that's entirely fine. Where I would put my entry on this trade is in this imbalance, to be honest, because yes, you could get the better risk to reward if you were using this order block, but I would put it just below this imbalance here, simply due to the fact that if you do have the order block as your entry, yes, you could have a better risk to reward if you had your stop just above here like this, but you are at risk of getting swerved here because the market just has to rebalance this area and it can dip. So I would put my entry right here at like 5,550 just to be safe, and your stop loss just has to be above this high, again targeting these lows or this 50% of this candle, right? For like, let's just say a 1 to 3 risk to reward. This order block is great because you can see it swept all this liquidity, mitigating this demand, and then created a new low. So I don't need to put my stop loss above this high or this high because you can see structure is shifting bearish very, very nicely. We've got this big imbalance like I talked about. We ran a high time frame liquidity pool. So all the odds are starting to stack in our favor that this short is going to be a nice one. So all I'm going to do here, now that we've had the break of structure to the downside, I'm going to drag this across like this just for the entry. And I'm going to have the target down here. For those of you who don't know how to use FX Replay, I suggest you get it because it's hands down the best backtesting software there is. I use it all the time and I have been using it and it's just phenomenal. And I guarantee you if you give it a try, give it a week trial, you'll absolutely love it. So make sure to click the link in the description. I'll get you guys a 15% code with them and it's going to help your trading a lot, I guarantee you. And let's just jump back in. You guys can see here, we got the limit. I'm just going to click it, place order. We got the limit here. Set the pending here. Now all we're doing is going to play this through. You can see we are now into the trade, which is great. Yes, it did end up going into this candle here, but we're okay with this entry, right? Now we're just waiting for the market to create some more bearish order flow. If you are someone who likes more confirmation entries like myself, then I'm going to jump down to the lower time frame here and show you another entry that you could have had on this beautiful trade to then target the exact same area that I have highlighted here. So let's jump down to the M1 time frame here just to see some more confirmation. Okay, so what I like to see here, I want to see an additional sweep here. I want to see this high potentially get swept, or I want to see this high get swept and then another break of structure. That's just how I like to play the lower time frames. I feel like the first entry off of the lower time frame a lot of the time does get used as inducement. And if I just play this out like so, you can see we end up coming back above this area. Reason being, in my opinion, is we were reacting off this demand zone. We didn't break this demand zone. So in my opinion, that means this week, this high is going to be weak. So there is potential, like you can see right now, that we are going to end up sweeping this high and then breaking to the downside just to build more buy side liquidity. Just to build more sell side liquidity to end up getting taken out of the market. So you can see we have this high here. So I'm just going to mark this high out here like so, guys. Right? I'm just going to mark that out and let's see if we get another aggressive break to structure, right? We didn't get any aggressive moves over here that I liked. So we end up mitigating this order block even more, which is even nicer. You can see on the M1, we end up mitigating the refinement. And now if we look over here, you can see that we have had a break of structure. And why is this a break of structure? Because this down candle pushed up and then we aggressively broke below it, creating a nice imbalance here. Now, this is an entry where you could be on the 1 minute or you could be on the 2 minute. It's entirely up to you. I think I'm going to use the 2 minute here, and I'm going to use this imbalance specifically from here to here. This is an area where you could have got another confirmation entry if you didn't want to enter just right off of this 5 minute order block. So I'm just going to do another one here, right? If you're someone who wanted to stack orders, you could do that as well. That's something that I wouldn't mind getting better at. I honestly never do it, and I know it's holding me back from getting to another level in my trading. So maybe we can work on that together. But again, same process, going to set a pending limit here. Again, this is a high time frame move, just using the lower time frames to scale an entry in, right? So now you can see we end up coming in. I think we just got tagged into this trade, and then let's see how we play out. We come into this imbalance one more time, and now you can see the aggression, right? Look at the aggression to the downside here, which is what we want to see when we are taking these trades, right? And you can see now we have taken profit on the first trade here, or the second scale in. I'm going to delete this now. No, I'll keep it on, and we'll see if we end up coming down into this imbalance here. If I was running in a trade like this, if I was being completely honest, I would start dragging my stop down just to milk some more profits. So I'm just going to drag my stop loss down on this trade to be risk-free, maybe above here or down here, in case we come retest this area. And we'll see if we end. Okay, so we end up hitting take profit on this trade, which is very, very nice. And this was an absolute beautiful setup, guys, from last week. I ended up choosing UCAD instead of this trade, and I sent this trade out in the Discord beforehand. Was beautiful. I'll pop that up now here. I do send the analysis out in the morning for any of you guys who are interested in the community. Make sure you click the link in the description. I send trade ideas out in the morning. We have the mentorship and all that good stuff. If not, continue to watch these videos for free. It's entirely up to you. But I ended up choosing UCAD, and UCAD took me out at break even. And it's one of those instances where, yes, I could have taken both trades, but I was so fixated on UCAD and I thought it was going to work out that I dropped my eye for a couple minutes here on Swissy, and I ended up missing the setup that I ideally was looking at in the morning. And it's something that I have to get better at as well. And I like having more pairs. I love it. But sometimes I'm not used to it, and it's all about getting better, getting 1% better every single day. But again, guys, just high time frame narrative here, and then using the lower time frames to look for entries, and just, you know, taking advantage of what we can get here in the markets. So anyway, if you guys do want to check out FX Replay, don't forget to click the link in the description. I'm affiliated with them, so when you are clicking that link, you are helping me out, and I appreciate you guys so much. It means so much to me and the channel, and the growth that we're experiencing as people, as traders, is just phenomenal. And yeah, what do I say at the end of every single video, guys? Let's be 1% better every single day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.